The first step is to write using an augmented matrix. I wonder what that augmented matrix will be. Anyone? Anyone at all? Just want to say those numbers? There you go. No. Our goal is to get ones on the diagonal, zeros everywhere else. That is our goal. And the only way we can do that is using our elementary row operations. Well, those are our tools, but what we don't know is how to use our tools. So you can have a hammer, but if you don't know how to swing it, then don't swing hammers. That's terrible. All right. Unfortunately, there is no algorithm here. There is no finite steps that will always work for every single problem as far as do exactly this for this problem and it'll always work for another one. So all I can offer you are guidelines. And as we all know from Pirates of the Caribbean, what does he say about guidelines? Well, rules. He called them rules, and they're more like guidelines. Yes. So they can be broken if you wanted to. So I'm just going to give you very strong suggestions that you should probably use as a guideline. And they are, here it comes, make your focusing on one column at a time, make your 1, and then make your 0. So focusing on one column at a time, we're going to make our 1, and then we're going to make our 0. So what that means in English is we're going to only look at the 2, 1, the first column. Where that 2 is at, we want a 1, according to our goal. So let's talk about all three operations. The first operation says switch the rows. If we switch the first row with the second row, notice that I'll put a 1 there. How nice. Let's talk about the second operation. If we multiply the first row by a non-zero number to make a 1, which in this case, if we multiplied by a half, 2 times a half is 1 usually. So that'd make a 1 here, but what would that do here? Fractions. You want to avoid fractions if you can. The third one can also be used to make 1s. Multiply a row by a non-zero number and add it to another row. Well, if you multiplied this one, let me box it for the people at home. If you multiply that 1 by negative 1 and added it to this 2, that would make that 2 into a 1, but that seems really crazy complex. So out of your 3 operations, which one did you like the best? First one, we're going to interchange the 2 rows. So the notation would be row 1 switches with row 2. So our new first row is 1, 1, negative 1. Our new second row is 2, 3, negative 6. Congratulations, we're 1/4 done. We took care of this one. But we are not done with that column yet. Where that 2 is at, the 2, 1 entry, according to our goal, we want this to be a 0. The third operation is how you make zeros. The third operation. So again, your third operation is basically your elimination method. Using your 1, because it's easiest to use the 1 you just made, what should you multiply 1 by so when you add it to 2, it makes 0? Negative 2. What row is this 1 in? And what row are we going to add to? Good. So we're going to say negative 2, row 1, because that's where the 1's at, plus row 2, because that's where we want a 0, makes the new row 2. Sure. So again, just focusing on the first column, 1, 2. According to our goal, we want to make that 2 into a 0. So using the third operation, ask yourself, what should you multiply 1 by? So when you add it to 2, you make 0, negative 2. Is that okay? Okay. Off to the side, underneath this arrow, I'm going to write down what negative 2 times the first row looks like. So negative, oh, hold on. We're going to go fancy here. Hold on. Because I'm going to move this around as we go. This is going to be really involved. That's okay. What is negative 2 times 1? Negative 2. What is negative 2 times 1? What is negative 2 times negative 1? 2. Fancy. We're going to take these three numbers, negative 2, positive 2, and add them to the third row. I'm sorry, the second row. I just made up a row. You can't do that. Okay, I need to do, we're good. Oh, wait. Oh, I think we're going double rainbow, people. Oh, that's too green. I think I did the wrong color there. That's okay. All right, add up the highlighted numbers in a second. So 2 and negative 2, 0. Negative 2 and 3. I'm having too much fun with this. I really don't care. 2 and negative 6. Negative 4. Correct. Now, even though we multiply the first row by negative 2, I wrote it off to the side on purpose so that we wouldn't multiply by negative 2 in the actual matrix and then divide by negative 2 to get back our 1. So I'm just going to copy in what the first row was previously. With that stated, we're only going to change one row at a time unless, of course, you switch the rows. All right. So we now have the first column complete. Once the first column is complete, you move on to the second column. You make your 1 and then make your 0. Good news, everyone. We've got our 1 where we want it to be. We've got this 1 down here. So where this 1 is at, what do we want? A 0. So ask yourself, what do you multiply this 1 by so that when you add it to this 1, you get 0, negative 1. So that operation is going to look like negative row 2 plus row 1 becomes the new row 1. The row you add to is the row that changes. That's why we're going to do a bunch of examples. You're welcome. Off to the side, let's write down what negative row 2 will look like. So 0, negative 1, positive 4. So we just took this here, this row. Oh, oh no, that's the wrong thing. Darn it. I want you to, I can't scale it that way. That's sad. So we just took this row and we multiplied it by negative 1. And now we're going to take these three numbers. I don't know why some of the times it's behind and sometimes it's on top. That's okay. We're going to take these three numbers down here and add it to the first row. Doing so, what do we get? 1, 0, 3. And the second row is not going to change. 0, 1, negative 4. Did we get to our goal? Yes. What does this matrix say about x? X equals y equals. So our ordered pair would be 3, negative 4. Hooray! What's more fun than 2 variables? 7 variables.